the majority of these will only ever exist in our sweetest fantasies, they would be awesome to see on the big screen.
He'd make a very handsome throw rug.
Zazu.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 Disney movie crossovers we want. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we're counting Pixar films as Disney, as the company was purchased by Disney back in 2006.
And we want to thank Mr. Spell for putting that on for us. Thank you, Mr. Spell.
You're welcome.
Number 10, Brave and the Sword and the Stone. Both of these films take place during medieval times and in Great Britain, meaning the setting is already there for a potential crossover. And the plot possibilities are endless.
Why, they might even make a motion picture about you.
Seeing as Merida, the main character of Brave, is a Scottish princess, and Arthur, the main character of The Sword and the Stone, is the King of England, we could have a potential conflict between the two characters that leads to a Braveheart-style rebellion.
That they may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom!
Or we could possibly have some kind of romantic comedy that brings the two characters together and unites Scotland and England.
It was an alliance forged in bravery and friendship, and it lives to this day.
Either way, a showdown between the witch from Brave and Merlin is an absolute must.
As you wish, madam.
Number 9, Zootopia and Robin Hood. Disney's Robin Hood is based on the famous legend, with one main difference. The main characters are animals instead of people.
We never rob. We just sort of borrow a bit from those who can afford it.
Borrow? Boy, are we in debt.
The protagonist, Robin Hood himself, is a fox. Which other Disney film has a main character that's a fox? That's right, Zootopia. Is it possible that Nick Wilde is a descendant of the famous Robin Hood? Perhaps a sequel or crossover will deal with Nick discovering this information and attempting to honor his late ancestor by also stealing from the rich and giving to the poor, while Judy Hopps attempts to hunt him down.
It's called a hustle, sweetheart. And I'm not the liar. He is.
While it may be difficult to have the characters cross over because of the time difference, we could potentially see Robin Hood appear in some sort of dream or even in the Stars Mufasa style. Number 8, Tangled and Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. The evil queen in Snow White is one of the most iconic Disney villains to ever hit the big screen.
He perished in the land.
She also suffers a pretty horrific death, a lightning-assisted fall from a cliff. But what if she didn't die? Who else is completely obsessed with staying young and with their own beauty? Yep, Mother Gothel from Tangled.
What once was mine.
All right, you get the gist. She sings to it, she turns young. Creepy, right?
While there are plenty of theories connecting these two characters, we are more interested in the potential crossover. Could this draw Snow White and Rapunzel together as friends? Could the shape-shifting witch return one final time to try to take them both out? There's only one way to know for sure.
Fine. Now I'm the bad guy.
Number 7, The Little Mermaid and Hercules. In Greek mythology, the Greek god Poseidon had many children, including one named Triton.
Why does that name ring a bell?
I don't know. Maybe we owe him money?
Yes, the same Triton who appears in The Little Mermaid as Ariel's father. That essentially makes Hercules and Ariel cousins. This just screams crossover.
Can you do that?
Ursula is the kind of villain Hercules would love to take on. While we could potentially see Hades decide to go after Poseidon instead of Zeus by attempting to destroy one of his sons, such as Triton.
Let's get ready to rumble!
While we're less interested in seeing any romantic connection between the two,
Oh, yeah.
it would be cool to see what a crossover film could provide, seeing as both characters exist in the same world.
Wish I could be part of that world.
Number 6, The Jungle Book and Tarzan. One is raised by gorillas, the other by wolves. Which parenting style is more effective? Okay, that may not be the most interesting plot point in a potential crossover, but it would certainly be intriguing to see Tarzan meet Mowgli, considering their similar childhoods.
Oh, I don't care, as long as I'm with you.
Who wouldn't want to see Shere Khan go up against a full-grown man, rather than a so-called man cub? And would King Louie have the same effect on Kala and Turk, as he does on seemingly all the monkeys in the jungle?
I want to be like you.
The best part is, with the later releases of live-action remakes, This film could be either animated or live action. Number 5. The Aristocats and the Great Mouse Detective. Let's be honest, leaving your fortune to your cats is a bit insane. And we don't exactly blame Edgar for trying to dispose of the cats to ensure he receives Madame Adelaide Bonfamille's money.
Those cats have got to go.
While he was unsuccessful, it isn't a stretch to believe that others will attempt the same. And who better to solve a case than Basil, the main character in The Great Mouse Detective.
Amazing. Actually, it's elementary, my dear Dawson.
This potential crossover has plenty of natural conflict, both in species between the cats and mice, and in setting between Paris and London. Seeing Basil have to overcome his distrust of cats to help save the Aristocats would certainly make for an interesting film.
Do you think there's a chance? There's always a chance, Doctor. As long as one can think.
Number 4. The Hunchbak of Notre Dame and Beauty and the Beast. The male protagonists in these two films are remarkably similar, in that they both are feared and shunned for their appearance, but they also have hearts of gold. Add in the fact that both films are set in a distant France, and it's clear to see why a crossover would be successful.
After all, miss, this is France, and a dinner here is never second best.
Perhaps, upon leaving the cathedral and venturing outside of Paris, MsMojo comes across the prince and Belle, who further help him overcome his insecurities over his appearance.
I am a monster, you know.
He told you that?
Look at me.
Or Belle visits Notre Dame and encounters Quasimodo and Esmeralda. Let's just hope we don't see some sort of prequel where Gaston and Judge Frollo team up. There's only so much evil one person can take.
Such a pity. You threw away a promising career.
Number 3. Lilo and Stitch and Moana. The setting of these two films alone immediately screams crossover. Lilo and Stitch is set on the Hawaiian island of Kauai, while Moana's tribe lives on the small Polynesian island of Motunui. Considering Moana spends nearly the entire movie on the sea, however, it's not a stretch to suggest that she may eventually find herself in Hawaii sooner rather than later. Considering their personalities, Moana would likely bond instantly with Lilo and Nani, but we would be more interested in seeing Maui interact with Stitch. A buddy comedy with these two characters would undoubtedly be absolutely hilarious.
You're welcome.
Number 2. Frozen and Tarzan. While Beauty and the Beast and Tarzan could have also worked, what with the theory that Belle is actually Jane's grandmother, Frozen and Tarzan is far more enticing.
Okay, can I just say something crazy?
There's a fan theory that suggests Elsa and Anna's parents didn't die in the shipwreck, but survived, and washed ashore some strange jungle where they had a son, Tarzan. That would make Elsa, Anna, and Tarzan all siblings.
Yes, pay attention.
A potential crossover exploring this connection would certainly be intriguing to say the least.
I'm sorry, I'm confused.
Well, we haven't worked out all the details ourselves.
Heck, just finding out if Tarzan would be able to adapt to Arendelle's climate would be worth the watch.
It's very nice.
Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
We made it! Help me!
Look here, laddie. Who are you to barge in?
The voice of experience, Buster.
Hey, psst. Anybody scaring in here?
Now let's all be polite and give whatever it is up there a nice, big Andy's room welcome.
Number 1. Finding Nemo and the Little Mermaid.
And we, whoa!
First you were all like, whoa! And then we were all like, whoa! And then you were like, whoa.
All the pieces are already in place. This film just needs to be made already.
I don't see how a world that makes such wonderful things could be bad.
There's no doubt that Ariel would love Marlin, Nemo, and Dory, considering her friendship with Flounder. And there's an ocean of possibilities about the way the plot could go. While seeing Ariel interact with all the different fish and sea creatures present in Finding Nemo would be worth the price of admission,
Such wonderful things around you. What more are you looking for?
we would be more interested in seeing how the characters from Finding Nemo handle Ursula, Flotsam, and Jetsam. Oh, and a showdown with Bruce has to appear at some point.
I'm having fish tonight!
This underwater mashup is just too good to not happen.
You big bully.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from MsMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.